Hello, and thank you for joining me back again on the mat. So as in my previous beginner video, I did some pretty basic moves to kind of get you started in yoga if you haven't had any experience and you just wanted to see what it's about. So today I decided to kind of build on that sequence and just add a little bit more, like a little bit more stretches, still keeping the basic poses so that you get a chance to discover what yoga is about. And if you do like my videos, please subscribe to see more of it. I will be adding more beginner videos. And if you do like this video, give me a thumbs up. So let's begin. We are going to start in child's pose again like we did in the previous video. So join me in child's pose. So start sitting on your heels. You're going to slowly come down to your mat. Bend forward, press your forehead into the mat, bring your arms out in front of you. You may open up your hips wider for a deeper hip stretch if that is your goal. This pose should feel relaxed, no tension. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed and away from your ears. You may also bring your arms around to your feet for a more relaxed version. So we're going to breathe a few breaths here in this pose. And slowly begin to come up into tabletop position. Bring your hands under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. We are going to flow through cat and cow. So on your cows, you are going to inhale. And on your cats, you are going to exhale. Inhale. And exhale, flowing at your own pace in this pose, in this flow. And a few more breaths as we flow. Inhale on your cow. Exhale, bringing and rounding your back up towards the sky. And exhale as you bring your belly down towards the mat. And exhale. Tuck your toes. And bring your hips down onto your toes. We are going to sit in a toe squat. Just stretch out our foot, the back of our foot. It's a nice stretch to thank our feet for all they do and help us walk each day. And in this pose, we are going to inhale and bring our arms back, clasp them together, and stretch out. Feeling that nice stretch in your chest, opening it up. If your stretch on your toes does get a little bit intense, you can definitely bring them down. Untuck your toes and just sit back. Into tabletop position, we are going to press up into downward dog. So just tuck your toes and lift your hips up towards the sky, forming a teepee, your hips being the highest point of your body in this pose. And you may walk out your calves, feeling a nice stretch along your calves. Make sure your shoulders are broad and open. You may rotate your hands a little bit out towards the corner of your mat for better stability. You may go into a squat for that nicer stretch. You may do any waves with your body. This is your time. This is your flow. Get creative and do what is right for your body. From here, you can step, walk, or jump into standing forward fold. So just step to the front of the mat and remain folded. Your fold comes from your hips, and then you round at the top of your back, your upper back. Reach for your shins, your ankles, your feet, or the mat. And inhale as you come up into halfway lift. Your back is flat and straight. And exhale as you fold back again. You may bend your knees if you feel a little discomfort or too much stretch. And we're going to inhale as we lift into mountain pose. Bring your arms up towards the sky and bring them down to heart center and namaste. And we're going to swan dive into standing forward fold. So bring your arms out to the side and swan dive. Bring your arms back down into a forward fold. Remember, your hinge comes from your hips as you're folding down. And then you're rounding at your upper back towards your feet. Place your hands back down on the mat. We're going to step back into downward dog. So just slowly walk back. You can slowly walk back, making sure your hips are the highest point in this pose. And we're going to inhale as we bring our right leg up towards the sky, making sure your shoulders are pointing forward. You're not like bending to the side. And bend your knee and bring it in between your hands into a runner's lunge. From here, you may stay in this position, or you may inhale and bring your arms up towards the sky for a crescent low lunge. And exhale as you bring your arms down to the mat. You can bring it down. We're going to do some half split stretches. So slowly bring your hips back and extend your right leg for a nice stretch in your hamstring. You may fold at your leg. If this is too much, you can stay up. You can float through flexing and extending your leg, stretching out your calf, your hamstring. And we're going to come back to a runner's lunge. And we're going to inhale as we come back up and open up to warrior two. So your right knee remains bent at a 90-degree angle. And then you extend your left foot and open it up, angling it towards the long side of your mat. And then bring your arms out, one in front, one behind you. And your gaze goes forward towards the front. And then flip your front hand. We're going to go and bend back into warrior two. So you're going to slowly bend, placing your left hand on your left shin, ankle, wherever is comfortable for you, and your front knee will remain bent. You may straighten it out if you wish to do so. We're going to stay bent for this pose. And then inhale as you come up. We're going to come into triangle. So you're going to hinge forward, placing and reaching for the mat with your right hand, making sure your arms stay in one line. So your front knee will now be straight in triangle. And slowly bring your left hand down, back towards the mat. Begin to bend your right knee and adjust your back leg back into a runner's lunge. We're going to come into plank now, so bring your right leg back. And then we're going to do the flow, chaturanga, the sun salutation. So slowly come down into chaturanga. You may hover here. And then for here, we're going to release, place your body back on the mat, flip your feet, and come up into cobra. So this is you gaining strength in your arms. Usually we come from chaturanga into upward facing dog, but for these sequences, we are coming into cobra. And then tuck your toes and slowly come up. We're gonna push back up into downward facing dog. Once again, walk out your heels, feeling a nice stretch. You may do a squat. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more flexible now as you have done a bit of the sequence already. Now we're going to inhale and bring our left leg up towards the sky. Feeling a nice stretch. And then you're going to bend your knee and bring it through in between your hands. Place it down and then come up into runner's lunge. You may stay here in this pose if this is comfortable for you, or you may inhale and extend your arms up towards the sky into crescent lunge. And release. Exhale as you come back down. Place your right leg down on the mat, and we're going to bring our hips back into half split, stretching out our hamstring so you can flex and extend your leg. Remember, on your exhales, you're going deeper into the stretch. On your inhales, you're opening up and growing. And slowly tuck your right toes. We're going to bend our left knee again, coming back up into runner's lunge. We're going to inhale and come up into warrior two pose. So you're going to inhale and open up, bending your left knee at a 90-degree angle, straightening out your right leg behind you, making sure your toes are pointed towards the long side of the mat. Your gaze is out towards the front of your fingertips. Making sure your shoulders are back and away from your ears and your back is not arched in any way. You're kind of in alignment, tucking your tailbone. And then we're going to flip the palm of our hands out in front of us, and we're going to inhale and bend back as we exhale. Making sure your front knee remains bent at a 90-degree angle. Your back leg is still extended for reverse warrior. And inhale as you come back up, straightening out your front leg. You're going to bend forward into triangle. So bringing your left arm this time down to the mat. Perhaps if the mat is not available for you to reach yet, you can use a block here for additional assistance, or you can touch your shin, your ankle, anywhere that is accessible for you at this time. You may fist the floor for better wrist assistance if you feel any pressure. slowly bring your right arm down towards the mat. Begin to bend your left knee and start to face forward. We're going to come into plank. So place your palms of your hands into the mat and then bring your left leg back behind you. We're going to come down into chaturanga and then cobra. So kind of push yourself a little bit forward on your tippy toes and bend forward with your elbows becoming at a 90-degree angle. And slowly bring yourself down to the mat and bring yourself up into cobra, tucking your elbows into your rib cage. And we're going to come up into downward facing dog. Slowly tuck your toes and slowly just walk out one more time on our last downward dog. And slowly come up onto your knees and then onto your shins in beginning pose as we did in child's. And we're going to come into child's pose just to kind of relax. If this was your first yoga flow that you did, just sort of relax. Breathe here for a few moments. And then come up. We are going to come onto our backs, do a few stretches. So if you want to turn and slowly vertebrae by vertebrae lay down on your mat. Bring your knees into your chest. You're going to kind of massage your back. As you roll from one side to the other. And then release your left leg and stretch it back out onto the mat. You're going to keep your right knee bent into your chest and kind of begin pressing it into your armpit. Kind of feeling that additional stretch. We're going to do a half happy baby. So this is kind of warming up for our next flow that we will be doing, a full happy baby. This is just kind of letting you know the feeling. So slowly open up your knee and grasp the outside or the inside of your foot, whichever feels comfortable for you, and bring and press, like push your knee down into your armpit in that area. You may place your left hand next to you, or you may hold on to your leg, whatever feels comfortable for you. And just kind of push a little bit, pressing it into your armpit. So it's kind of like a hip stretch. And you are going to slowly release, bending your knee back again, and then grabbing holding onto your knee with your left hand. You're going to kind of press it and move your leg over to the opposite side of your body, kind of into supine twist. And then you're going to bring your right arm out. You can have it bent, but make sure your shoulder stays on your mat. And then you're going to have your gaze look towards your right side. And slowly release. You're going to grab onto your leg with your right hand and bring your other knee into your chest. Again, massaging and rolling from side to side. releasing any discomfort that you had. And we are going to repeat on the opposite side. So release your right knee this time back towards the mat. And you're going to keep your left knee bent and hug it real tight. Pull it into your armpit, feeling a nice stretch. You're going to slowly open up your knee, grabbing onto the inside or the outside of your leg into half happy baby. You may extend your right hand by your side, or bend it over across your body, holding onto your leg. This is your choice. And just press it into your armpit, feeling that stretch. And then slowly you will begin releasing your leg, using your right hand to bring your leg across your body onto your right side into supine twist. You're going to extend your left hand out to the side, keeping your shoulder pressed into the mat, feeling a stretch along your hip. And slowly release. Again, bring both knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. And then slowly extend both of your legs down to the mat. Open up into Shavasana. And you may lay in this pose. This is your time to meditate. Thank your body for joining you, for allowing you to be here and practicing this flow with me. And feel any tension release from your body. And no rush to get up. Thank you for joining me today on the mat, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.